What's good? What's good? What's good, man? It's another Tuesday.
Another Tuesday for sure.
We back. What you drinking on tonight? Are you chilling?
I got a little bourbon. You know what I mean?
I got
A
a
little
little
sip.
reposado. You peep the glass. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
With the cigar holder. But yeah, man, got some other people that'll be chiming in at some point today, some point tonight. But we can go ahead and get rolling, man. So tonight, we're talking about some men's fashion, and just kind of the background on this is where we're at now. You just never know how to approach certain situations, you know what I mean? Because sometimes we don't go out all the time or air into the street. It's not to the street all the time, you know what I mean? Especially as we get busy with our lives and start thinking about family and everything else. So I just wanted to come together and talk about how we can do things without thinking so hard about what's hot, what's not, you know what I'm saying? Going outside with the wrong suit, going to interviews, how we should, conduct ourselves in interviews or social events after, after parties or happy hours, anything like that. So kind of wanted to address that with the fellas and just have a group conversation about it. So right now it's me and Leifer. Guys is texting me right now talking about running this or running that. Um, hold on. Yeah, you got the current link, right? Everybody saying they didn't get the right link.
I got yeah. I
Well, of
mean, I
course
got
you
the
got the
link.
current, you got the right
Yeah,
link,
yeah. I got the link that was sent to
but
the to my Gmail. So
you're the only one that get the email though. I
yeah,
don't, I
I
don't
gotta
email
have
anybody
email.
else.
Yeah, I gotta have email. My phone is like 2002.
Gotta make sure. Hold on. Text the squad. That should be everywhere right there. There's one. Yo, yo.
Man, what's happening?
So that's not the same link I sent you earlier? Sent out earlier?
Yeah, the previous one said stream it in.
Oh wow. Oh my bad. Maybe I just got like so many, just you know what I mean? Whatever. But yeah, I just kind of went over the intro, right? About how we're just trying to see how we can, prepare ourselves to go out in the world, how we should be, should dress and, on interviews or date night, social happy hour events, social events, all that. Kind of want to run the gambit about that. So I guess I'll go into the first question and we'll see who else pop up, and they can go ahead and jump in after that. So 2022 is things have changed. We're not in the same old suit and tie environment anymore. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I mute this guy. But we're not doing the same old suit and tie kind of a situation now. Like the work environment is completely different. You know what I mean? So I wonder if wearing blazers and wearing a suit and tie, none of us work in banks, but even still, even in the banking world, it might be the same. How are we supposed to approach nowadays, like for interviews? You know what I mean? Like, what's too much? What's too little? What kind of cologne we wearing? That kind of stuff. Who want to go first? I would think Mo, you would definitely jump out of hard first because this is just this is kind of your
Yeah, so truly, man, one of the things that look, I see you got your smoking jacket on. Is that what you got on? That's hilarious. But
yeah.
but no, to be honest, man, I truly believe the same rules apply. To be honest with you, I think just because maybe the location, because a lot of us are working remotely and that type of stuff, man, sometimes we feel that the rules are laxed and I guess the conditions are have changed. They really haven't, man. You're still being graded on the same curve, man. So you still need to be presenting yourself in the best light. Obviously, I mean, when necessary the cameras aren't off, I've been in meetings. I've had a blazer and a towel and with pajama pants or no pants. You know what I mean? So truly, I think that the same rules apply because the last thing you want to do is actually be on one of these calls or be on one of, when you're trying to present yourself and they're having a conversation about you behind closed doors, saying, "Hey, man, you saw how he came and how he presented himself, man." It's called confirmation bias in HR. And they're like, man, I knew that was kind of what he was, man. This is what happened. This is why we need them in the office. We need to always be monitoring them, and we need to always kind of have a short leash, if you will. So that's why I always feel, man, the same rules apply. Always put your best foot forward and always look like where you want to be, not where you're at.
What's up, big bro?
What it do, bro?
So this is
man.
man, I'm good, man. How are you? So no, so I guess the first question right now is how do we present ourselves, coming into an interview, business meeting, and that kind of deal. So I just want everybody to give a perspective. Mo just went first. Everybody will give an opportunity to answer that question. But what's too much? What's too little? Should we come in suit and tie? How should we approach interviews at this point? Interviews, business meetings, that kind of deal. Even going to work. So whoever want to jump up next.
He said, "What was that question again?"
How should we dress going to business work or interviews? How should we go into interviews that nowadays in 2022?
I think business casual. I think like a button up shirt. Of course, dress pants. I don't think you have to go over the top as like back in the day where like suit and tie and everything like that. I mean, it's good, but I don't think it's actually necessary in this time of day. I think just a button up, even throwing on a blazer, but I don't think you actually have to have a tie on to present yourself in a good manner or whatever. So I think just like a good nice button up, slacks. And if you want to throw on the blazer as well, I think that's cool too. But I think is you don't have to do too much. You don't have to look like you going to Sunday service. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of shoes you wearing with that? And let's kind of narrow down what is business casual. You know what I mean? Like it could be. I work in IT. Things can get real lax.
Yeah.
So it's like I see people there. Like I'll go on an interview and I'll wear something like some jeans and a polo t-shirt and some regular sneakers only because I'm used to whatever's going on. But I'll see guys wearing like flip flops as soon as I walk in the building.
Oh, no.
Or you know what I mean, or real hippie like my environment is completely different from a lot of other environments. So I get kind of confused because even when I start working for a company, they be like, "Oh, you can wear sweatpants." Like, you know what I mean? It's never that professional. Like sometimes there's dogs in the office.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of gets wild. You worry about all these business clothes. Like I have a heck of a tie collection. I used to wear a tie every Tuesday just because it just set the tone for me. But it's just like they would look at me and be like, "What, dude? You interviewing somewhere else? You leaving?" Like, you know what I mean? So that's why I was kind of, this is kind of where it's all stemming from. But I mean, is that still necessary? Mo here just said that is still necessary. That you should approach it like that with a tie, blazer, the whole 9 yards.
So you know what? To your point, man, I think we probably need to specify. I've been doing this so long. Me saying the same rules apply. That may not speak to everybody. So to my point, the same rules apply. But what are those rules, right? So for example, man, in the meetings I'm in, man, I'm in the meetings with, these decision makers or whatever, man. And for the most part, man, and myself being one of them, man, we tend to be traditional. We tend to be very old school. So we understand kind of from the IT world, okay, there may be a little lax, but generally the IT person in the room, they understand social norms and they understand they can't come in there with flip flops and they can't come in there with really a polo. Like, they come in there disheveled. That's generally how we look at it. We're like, the IT dude's definitely going to come in there disheveled. Yo, why is his pants wrinkled? Why is he still wearing pleated pants? Like, what's up with this dude? But we're like, that's just the IT dude. Like, once we get the brain out of the room, we're like, all right, let's get the real business handled. Yeah, we give him his directive. We give him the business directive. We like, all right, get him out of here. Yeah, but no, like I guess what it really looks like is whether it's, you know what I mean, slacks, you know, hard bottom shoes. For the most part, man, in the meetings I'm in, man, for the most part, man, they actually still want you to have a blazer. You know, business casual really is that doesn't really cut it, man, because you know we can leave that to the analysts and stuff like that. But the people who are actually making the real decisions, man, like I'll leave a blazer for the most part, man, at my desk anytime I'm actually going into a meeting with, you know, those type of people. So you don't necessarily have to have a tie on, but you should always have a blazer on, man, because we coming in there for business. And if you don't, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, who's the new guy? You know what I mean? And some, especially, you know, from, you know, bringing it from, you know, not to necessarily bring up race, but man, we're graded on a curve, man. It's a weighted curve the way we're graded. So if I was to ever come into one of these board meetings with these executives without it, they're gonna be like, who's the hood? Like, you know what I mean? And I've been doing this for 15 plus years. So that has nothing to do with what's going on up in my mind, but just the perception. And when you come in the room, the fact that you don't understand social norms, it takes away from your credibility, especially being a person of color.
Anybody else want to chime in?
I agree with that.
Yo, I had experience working in corporate, right? And so like, so you gotta look at the dynamic of dressing up has changed drastically. If you just look at like even on ESPN, if you look at the commentators now, they may have a suit with some sneakers. You know what I'm saying? So I think throughout corporate, the corporate mindset has changed and relaxed. But to Mo's point, you know, we are graded on a curve. We can't do everything they do.
Right.
Right.
And what I learned from, you know, my perspective, like a guy who was a mechanic his whole life, and then having to like exist in the corporate realm, is that yo, you got to be authentic to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to be true to yourself, and don't be afraid to express who you are through how you dress. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to put it on, I would say like understand your audience and know where you at. But I would say definitely don't be afraid to be who you are, because when I did it, you know, like I had, you know, like, hey Ron, you look good, Ron. Hey Ron, those look good. You know what I'm saying? And it actually helped me be more accepted, you know what I mean, in a circle because of how I put my stuff together. You know what I'm saying? So they look at it in a different way. But I do agree, like we gotta leap, you know what I'm saying, to get where they walk. You know what I mean? And we can do that through how we put it together, how we dress.
Yeah, I think venue and institution, one should do their research and see what the office or what the place looks like. I'm a musician. If I'm going for a gig, I'm gonna dress a certain way. I think the way you look is a form of communication. So, you know, I'm gonna size you up straight from what you look like. One non-negotiable for me, no matter what that institution or venue is, we should be well groomed, no matter what our apparel is, our cut, our beard, or whatever. I think that should be well groomed. And then, like, if I'm going to interview for a law firm, I'm gonna be suited, but it's going to be crisp. You know, your basic colors, your blue, your grays, and your blacks. So depending on the venue, I think communication is a part of what you look like. You're telling me something before you even say anything based on your appearance.
Yo, so what you're hitting on right now, right? Everybody, like, there's this big push to be like, don't judge a book by its cover. I never believed that. Like, I felt like how you dress, how you present yourself, is you outwardly expressing who you are on the inside. So if you walking around with this or that and blah 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 blah, you're telling me who you are. And then they're like, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, I don't believe that.
But hey, look,
Yeah.
and don't take for granted that aesthetics do matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people tend to flock, or you know, they're more comfortable with more attractive people. That's the study. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yes,
true.
sir.
You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? So that'll definitely like just get you in the door. You know what I'm saying? Or more how you look than how, you know what I mean? It's gonna give them a different perception of.
So this is how I look at it. You know, it just depends on the profession, because every profession has their own, dress characteristics that they want to have. So I come from a culinary background. So when I'm going on, when I was going on interviews, man, I made sure I had my chef's my coat on, and I, had my pants on, and I was ready. So if they wanted to do an impromptu, okay, well, let me see what you got, I was ready to do it at any time. So, and then shifted from that to, corporate world and nonprofit world. you know, there's different characteristics of each. You know what I mean? Some require me to, you know, be suited up, you know, pretty much all the time, or maybe you know, a polo and some slacks, and you know, some loafers will do, you know, with one. And then, you know, in the nonprofit world, man, we're, you know, for the most part, super relaxed. You know, it's pretty casual most of the time, unless we're in, you know, like, you know, business meetings where we're, you know, we're doing real business, and we're, you know, trying to do strategic partnerships and things like that, or we're, you know, we're having meetings with funders or things like that. And then it requires a, you know, a more formal approach. So, you know, it just depends on what industry you're in, and what the norms are in that industry. And even when you're in a specific industry, specific locations might have more lax standards, but then when it comes to meeting time and it comes to the money, now you gotta, you know what I mean, you have to dress the part in those arenas. So, you know, for me, I just feel like, you know, you'd have to understand and be cognizant of what's going on in your arena. Like if I'm going to an interview, I'm probably going to have a suit on, um, and then I'll fill it out from there. You know what I mean? I'll look at everybody else in the office. I'll see what they dressing like, and then I'll probably still dress a notch or two above them anyway, because you know, I want to make sure I stand out. So, you know what I mean? I'll assess what they're doing. I'm like, okay, that's pretty basic, and then I'll, you know, throw a little extra on it, so you know, eyes are on me, and you know, when I walk in there, and they know my presence is felt.
So do we come in with a tie or not? And get let's talk about styles of ties. Do we keep it simple, or you know what I'm saying? Do we come out with the tie with the flashy joint? How do we go about what tie we're going to wear, and you know what I mean? That kind of, do we even add it to that in these environments anymore?
It
So
depends
I
on the
mean, I think it
environment.
depends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
like
ahead.
I think
Yeah,
it depends on
definitely.
the environment, and kind of to piggyback on, you know, something that three of the other gentlemen actually mentioned. I was looking something up because it brought it front of my mind. So a couple things, like one of the things that I remember I used to teach people was about PI, and it's an acronym for career advancement,
Yeah.
and it was actually goes back to one of the things that Hits was talking about. So the fact that don't let them lull you to sleep by saying, "Oh, I like what you did there. Oh, Carl Canai jeans. Oh, what's that other shoe brand that they used to do? I can't think of it right now. But so here's the
Luke,
thing when it comes to pie, and it's called it's performance, image, and exposure, and this is what they use in corporate America in order to, you know, to develop, right. And 30% is image. Performance is only 10%, and exposure is the other 60%. So don't let anybody lull you to sleep by, oh, I like those Jordans that you wore to the office today. Like, and then after you leave the room, they're gonna be like, you see this clown? I'm still in that room after you leave. And
Right.
that's what they say. So don't ever let them lull you to sleep. I'd always rather be overdressed than underdressed in those
Right.
scenarios.
Right.
hey
Because
Mo,
after you leave the room, yeah.
Lost you.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going out. Another piece I want to add, right? In these situations, right? We're men with different styles: earrings, chains, bracelets, or whatever, watches. We leave that stuff on, or do we leave it at home?
Yeah, I would say leave it at home. I would say just do a watch. A watch would be good. No chains and jewelry and all that stuff, bracelets. I'll just say you keep it professional and just wear a nice solid watch.
So it depends. It depends on the circumstance, and it depends on the scenario, right? So I mean, if it's like, for example, when I'm going on an interview, man, I'm keeping, you know, the artistic and the fashion statements to a minimum. Obviously, you want to be your authentic self, but I mean, at the very most, I'll maybe have on some beaded bracelets that are, you know, red and green, you know, for the motherland or whatever. So I'm obviously still being authentic to myself, but I'm not going in there, you know, trying to make a statement with my clothes. Like I want myself to be the piece in my performance and my resume. Not necessarily like, did you see my man came in
Right.
with a Nike swoosh on his tie? Like that's not the point. Like, so that's the point that I think that people really need to, specifically people coming from our background. Man, you go in there trying to be Steve Harvey, and they're gonna be like, oh, okay. And they're gonna talk about you after you leave the room. They're gonna be like, yo, my man was looking wild.
Do we concur on that, or you know, everybody feel a little different on that?
I
Yeah, I
mean, it
think
depends on the environment for sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like, uh, once we get past the interview, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know,
After you in there,
if I'm
you
in
in there.
sales or something, you know, I might try to be a little more flashy because money projects money. So they think, oh, well, you know, he's looking well put. You know, they be might more willing to listen to me and deal with me and, you know, buy products off me because they trust me or whatever. So, you know, sometimes it's the same thing. Like when I was selling cars, you know what I mean? I had to make sure that I had the best cars. You know what I mean? Because when they was looking at me, they looking at a representation of the whole dealership. Okay, like, you know, okay, he looks like he's doing well. He looks like he's doing something. So, you know, you gotta represent the brand that you're trying to create.
All right, cool, cool, cool. Let's switch it up a little bit. So
Hold on, son. Let me go. Let me spit.
you you,
Yeah,
you
go
got to
back,
get your
man.
service right, but go ahead. Yeah.
Yo, I
Yeah,
was
we
switching to
wasn't able to hear
Wi-Fi,
your
man. I was
point.
trying to make sure. Yo, I was telling Mo Better, man. First off, let me go back. I was telling them they feel the same way about Stacey Adams, son. Don't wear no Stacey Adams in no corporate
Yeah,
environment,
that's
son.
what it was. Stacey Adams. Look,
Yo,
yeah, look.
they
So
gonna get you.
we used so for the audience, man. We worked in kind of the same arena, man. And literally, that was a thing, man. Like you might have thought you was doing something, man. You would leave the room, and they'd be like, "Yo, my man hit on Stacey Adams."
Yes, son. Yo, I heard they
Like, who's
told me that
Stacey?
somebody walking for an interview with Stacey Adams. I'm telling them to get the hell out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
they'd
it
be
was
like, "Who's
a going
Stacey?"
thing. So, yo, YouTube, Spotify, son, don't put no Stacey Adams on, son. You know, nothing against
Right.
Stacey, but you know what I'm saying?
Don't
Unless they
play
want to
yourself.
sponsor, and we good. You know, but second thing is, yo, it's a term that they use. This is what kind of helped me create my style. Is they call it dressing for power. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not just what you wear, but it's how you wear it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like pleated pants and looking disheveled and clothes baggy. You want to make sure that your clothes is like form fit. You know what I mean? That everything is put together and it projects, you know what I'm saying, like confidence. Like I know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm doing. Even though if you don't, you do or you don't, but it projects it. You know what I'm saying? It gives you a sense of power. Like, you know what I mean? When people want to look at you, you know what I mean? People want to deal with you. So that's one thing that I learned, you know what I mean, in the corporate arena.
All right, cool. Let's go to the next environment, which is social events, happy hours, dinner parties. I've been invited to a few of these lately, and again, that word comes out, business casual, just business casual for a dinner party. And I'm like, I can't be the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when people will say, yeah, dress business, I'm like, but that cannot be the same thing. So, what would be the difference between your business casual at work and your business casual at a happy hour, dinner party, social event like that?
business casual at work would mean maybe no tie, collar, jacket, jeans, and some wheels or some sneaks. Business attire or casual attire at social hour. I would throw on a blazer with a t-shirt, maybe with a
Yeah.
chain,
Okay.
with some jeans and some sneaks. Or they got so many different styles of shoes that are not hard bottoms, that are soft bottoms. I'm Pittsburgh. You guys in Atlanta, y'all fashion is a little. We about 5 years behind everybody. You know what I mean?
Everybody on this
So,
call is a Pittsburgh guy. So I don't
oh,
know.
Look,
what?
look, OG, look,
Yeah,
OG, look, OG.
Yeah,
I was about to say the same
yeah,
thing.
Yo,
yeah.
I thought this was a Atlanta thing. So I mean, that's how I would freak it. If it's Fortune 500 company, business casual, I would do a collar, no tie. I would probably rock some jeans though, with a blazer, social wire kind of thing, blazer, funky t-shirt. I would funk it up and spice it up and exude my personality through that casual.
Yeah, I
So
concur. I would say I concur with everything except
Right.
the tennis shoes part. I don't wear tennis shoes probably for anything anymore at this point in my life, unless
Okay.
I'm running or playing basketball. I'll throw some loafers on that joint. But you know what I mean? For the most part, I agree with all of that. Maybe some jeans, a button up and a nice little blazer or whatever, no tie. I think that'll work in both occasions. And you know what I mean? Even if you want to, dress it down a little bit and put like a little t-shirt on, whether it be
Yep.
a V-neck or crew neck, whatever you want to do. I think that'll work. You get a nice little dress shirt, just like a nice little dress shirt that you put on. That might be short sleeve or whatever. You can wear that under it with some loafers. I ain't going with the tennis shoes, but you do that with some loafers and that'll get you through most of those and through the after hours.
Everybody agree on that?
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's the time when you can actually throw on your jewelry, your
Yeah.
bracelets, your chains, and all that. You know what I'm saying? You accessorize it a little bit, but I definitely rock with that with the t-shirt, with the blazer. Or even if you want to do the dress pants, you can do the dress pants with the soft bottoms and the t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? That'd be dope too. So that's cool. I rock with that.
So for me,
Yo,
man, I tend to keep it simple, man. It's really the same outfit. Obviously down bottom, I probably got on some Cole Haans. I probably got on some slacks. Really, the only thing I might take it one button lower, and I might tuck my shirt. That's about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, man, it's still business as usual.
yo, I want to just shout out my man. You know what I mean? Fly guy right there. You know what I'm saying? Because he hit on a good point. Yo, don't be afraid to accessorize, man. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
think accessories. You know what I'm saying? They just a little seasoning salt. You know what I'm saying? When it's already put together. So that's a good point. But I think, man, now, man, the fashion's changed so much
Yeah.
that you know what I mean. You just do you, man. Just go with it. You know what I'm saying? Like how you know what I mean? It's so different. Like now you can throw on a blazer with some nice sneakers, you know what I'm saying, and it hit well. You go anywhere with it, you know what I'm saying? So I just think, man, right now, like it's changing so much and things are so different. Like the biggest thing is just do you, man. Be authentic to you, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Don't be afraid, man. You know what I'm saying? What people thinking and people thoughts and like set the trend, you know what I'm saying? I think right now it's all about setting that trend.
Cool. I mean, but there's a difference between setting a trend and not necessarily. You don't necessarily want to follow a trend, but you don't want to be out of. You don't want to do
yeah,
anything that's played out either. You know what I mean? Like, we're all. I think we all got up here like skinnies at this point. You know what I mean? But at one point we were like, never are we wearing it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think we all like our jeans got just a little bit snug. But the materials also changed as well. I ain't making
Right.
excuses for real. Because we come from a baggy jean era. But that stuff is coming back around now. You know what I mean? Like, so do we like kind of wait it out to jump on the back on the baggies, or when do we start incorporating that back? And I think at our age, it's more so just like a loose fit at this point, but we're not never going back to absolutely baggy.
Yeah, first and foremost, I don't have any skinny, so we just gonna start right there.
That's not
We're
true.
gonna
I've seen you wear them.
we're gonna no. What I have is called slim fit.
Okay,
It's not
same
called
thing.
skinny. It's
Same thing.
slim
Same thing
fit.
to me. If you can
No,
see your
but
calves,
it's not.
if you can see
But
your
it's not.
calves, it's a
But
skinny
it's
jean.
but it's not. But it's not. The skinny jeans is tight all the way up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh yeah.
The slim fit is loose at top and it gets tighter as you go to the bottom, so it fits better with your shoes, with your dress shoes and your loafers. So there's a difference between the skinny and the slim fit. First and foremost, I won't put that out there because I ain't squeezing in those skinny jeans. They do have the new jeans or the pants with the elastin in it that's more stretch, has more stretch and more give, and that even my suits, like I don't even buy a suit at this point if it don't have some the percentage of elastin in it, because just that movability, that flexibility that you have when you're moving around. Like I always used to watch those FBI shows, like how the heck are they running in these suits? They had that elastin. I know they had to, because there's no way you're running and moving and doing all these karate moves and fighting criminals in a goddamn full suit.
Right.
But yeah, like I
So
definitely I have a couple slim fit, when I wanna
So
you know.
let's talk about that though, right? We'll go into the next topic, which is like formal events and formal attire, right? Now, I where I'm at now, I gotta get me a custom suit. Like there's no way around it. But I realize the way I get it cut, it's like I have the break at the bottom. You know what I mean? It is a little like form. Like I do. You can see my cast in my suits nowadays, but I also make sure there's elastic because I got my shoulders are stupid. You know what I mean? So what's the style of suit at this point? What are you guys going for? And what kind of colors are you guys rocking with your suits? Is the pinstripe thing still a thing, or is it the plaid? Like, what's going on? Because there used to be a point where the pinstripe suit was like, you know what I mean?
That's a
It was a
Steve
statement
Harvey
piece.
there, man.
Okay, so it's not. So what is it? So I mean, what's your
So
opinions on how should we go get a new suit at this point?
like
For
what
somebody that don't have a suit.
what's in is like I get to travel. I work at a college in London. It's called Wolverhampton College. So the Italian cut, form fit, stretch material. I mean, I don't know how long that's going to stay in, but it just looks clean and sharp, man. The thing is, you don't sometimes in the Western Hemisphere, you can find some of these suits that have that look, but they ain't got no give to them. You know what I mean? So that European, mainly Italian slim cut, not skinny, slim, like the man was saying. I think that's still fire and sharp, man. As far as jacket, I'm a musician, so I can get into some plaids. I can get into some real flowery stuff, depending on what picture I want to paint for the people wherever I'm going. You know what I mean? But that slim, tight fit, that's still butter for me. If they get into the long, jackets coming still all the way down to your knees, I don't know if I'm ready to get back to that Steve Harvey fame. I mean, it was banging for a minute, but I love that Italian. Maybe because I'm spending a lot of time over there and just seeing their swag. You know what I mean? And then Miami, even in Atlanta, man. I mean, that fit, and then looking at the ball players and stuff like that. I mean, start your own trend. I mean, we're going to borrow from whatever trend is out to make it fit our own style, but that's what I'm into. And at the end of the day, however your swag is, you can have the latest and the most expensive, but if your swag or your confidence ain't there, it's still going to look whack. You know what I mean? Secret, oftentimes, there's this place in Sewickley, since y'all from Pittsburgh, don't tell nobody, red, white, and blue. Rich folks throw their stuff away. Yo, I get more compliments getting those joints tailored when I'm stepping out than when I'm buying a custom suit. But it's all your own swag and your own confidence. What are you telling me when you dress? When you walk in the room? What are you telling me?
Man, I can't buy nothing off the rack. My body.
And that's what I was going to say, man.
Just way too.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
They don't make nothing for swole people.
All right.
Yeah, I'll say just based on your physique and based on again that swag. Like, it's somebody who's done a lot of traveling. Like, I remember when I used to be anywhere in Europe, man. Like, they would be clean, and I'd be like, okay. And I remember I came back and I was like, man, let me go ahead and get I tried on a slim. It just didn't work with the way my physique or whatever. So what I found for me is it's more of actually an athletic cut. It works better for me than a slim, right? So and it's actually funny, man. I remember I had a female tell me one time, she said, a tailored suit means business. A baggy suit means a court date. And I always kept that. So so for me, man, and it's a little known secret, man. I'll go and buy something off the shelf, but I'll go and I'll actually get it tailored,
right?
And it looks custom,
right?
So I mean, that's just one of those little pro tips, man, to make you look like $1 million that you didn't have to spend $1 million.
I fell in love with the tailor. Like, my tailor know me back on a first name basis. You know what I'm saying? Because when it forms and it fits right, it just gives off a totally different look, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like my man said, like, what are you saying when you walk in a room and it's hitting right? You know what I'm saying? They stopping at the right spot. You can see the shoes, you know what I'm saying? You can see the belt. Like, it shows that, you know what I mean, that you put that much into yourself and you ain't about to set anything at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's a different look, man. It's a different feel.
I like it.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. So that's kind of how we go over formal events. So what about? Let's talk about date night. Are we stepping out? Are we applying all these rules to date night as well? You taking your lady out somewhere. Is it the same, or how do we change it? I kind of want to talk a little bit about because it's cooler weather now. What kind of sweaters are in? We still rocking sweaters, or are we going with the flannels, or the flannels back in now? I've seen that lately, and I've seen different style of sweaters. Where like there's a thick turtleneck and the buttons is coming across, or you know what I mean. It's definitely different styles. I know growing up, the turtleneck sweater was the thing for us. I think we all had.
Right,
I can remember one picture where we all had the turtleneck sequence sweaters, like, you know what I mean, like. But what's going on with that kind of style now? Anybody got something to say about it?
So for me, as we kind of talked about, man, is it again, it depends on the venue and it depends on the event, right? But again, and a part of it is kind of where I'm from. So I still have a little bit of that. Like, man, I have no problem, and the age I'm at this point, man, I have no problem. I'll still go and rock I guess a turtleneck, but I'll throw a blazer on it.
Right.
It's a joke. I'll be like, "Oh, I'm pulling out Mo St. Patrick today." So I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, I mean, how you freak it is again, man. It's your own style and it's your own flavor. How you swag it, but what you can pull off, man, is definitely on your confidence. Because I still got an old Coogee sweater that I wore from homecoming in high school. I have no problem in the right scenario. I'll pull that out.
How dare you?
I'll pull it out.
I dare you.
Look,
it's all about your
promise
confidence,
you,
man.
I'll pull it out.
I dare you. Next event, I dare you.
I bet I'll pull it out.
Yo, Coogee popping now again,
Yeah,
man.
it is.
Coogee back. It's actually back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Slacking some cold Hans and they'll be like, "Oh, he's back."
You know what, man? Watching. I don't know if y'all seen Raising Canaan. With the one character, I think is Joey Badass or whatever. I think that's his name. I'm not sure.
Yeah. That's Joey Badass.
That's so like people been jocking the way he's been dressing lately, and I can see what he's doing. With that early '90s, you know what I'm saying? That late '80s D-boy style. I see people coming back out with that kind of hard. Like, so, I mean, it ain't one too far off. I hate to look at entertainment as a way to kind of depict because we're not in that. I mean, I know, big bro. You're that. You know what I mean? But that's not necessarily. We're all kind of corporate guys.
So I would say that like fashion actually goes in a circle. So it's stuff that was out then and it came back out now. Just like I would say, like, I'm not sure if you guys are into it. Well, I'm into fashion. I'm a fashion designer. So like the flare pants, almost like the bell bottom pants. A lot of people are wearing those now. Like they're jeans, but they're like cut like almost like bell bottoms. And that was back out in the 70s, the 80s. Now that's coming back around. So, and I would just piggyback off the turtleneck and the sweater and everything like that. Like those are the core of like the fall and the winter. So those that ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on, you know what I'm saying, how it's designed. You know what I'm saying? So those are the core. Everybody gonna still rock a turtleneck, a sweater. Those things is not going, a hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Those things are not going nowhere. That's just fall tradition. So it's not you can't go wrong with those. You know what I'm saying? It's just depending on how it's, and even if it's a Coogee, like the Coogee is coming back because it all goes in a circle. So you can even still throw on a Coogee and people will be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, that's dope." You know what I'm saying? It'll still bring them back because it goes in a circle. So I would say those are the core, man. You can't go wrong with a turtleneck. Even if you throw on a blazer with it, you can still do that.
Yo, I don't know if y'all remember, but like the protocol for a date used to be like a button up and some Timbs. Like if you had a button and Timbs,
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You was in there, you was straight. Like that was, you know what I mean? That was like the uniform. But now, like even on date night, I think like right now, like it's more socially acceptable to wear like a graphic T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? And put it on with some really nice shoes, you know what I mean? And put it together like that. Like even if you look in the club, you look around, like that's what everybody has on. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of changed. And this to hit on the fashion, I think like when it's fall, you know what I'm saying, depending on where you at. But I think like, it used to be like a social thing that like do earth tones, you know what I'm saying? And put on different colors. But now I think like I said, like it's like everybody going against the rules. Like it's more options. You know what I'm saying? You can put more things together and put it how you like it. But for me, like I'm really big on like the weather. Like if it's sunny outside, I'm putting on brighter colors. You know what I'm saying? If it's night, I'm gonna put on darker. Like it's just like I gotta have a feel for like the day. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what I'm gonna put on.
I think also accessorizing what you put on is major, man. I'm a hat guy. I might be the oldest guy on the panel, but I'm loving the big hats, the fedoras, the belts. What your rich game is like.
I want you to go. I want you to elaborate on that, right? Or the hat
No, you
thing,
got to
right? 'Cause
coordinate.
I've been really like trying to like I rock with the fedoras. I don't have any though, and I'm like, man, I really want
Wow.
to grab me one, and I just don't know where to start with it. So
They got some nice stuff out there, bro.
where should I go with? Where's like for a starter cap, for a starter fedora? What should I go with?
You can do it online, but if you can, you in Atlanta, so I'm sure they got stores. Just go in, man, and just try some stuff on. Look in the mirror, do your little posing to see if it feels right. You'll feel with the right one, and then you just go from there. Like for me, like the Roaring Twenties, the Civil Rights, the Cotton Club, some scenes. Ain't nobody dressed better than that era back then. Sharp. I mean, execs, firemen, policemen, black. I'm talking blacks. We was sharp. My dad was a garbage man. When he went out with mom, sharp. So that was my example. You know what I mean? But then you tap onto, my kids. I try to be relative to them or related to them. So what can I borrow from the hip hop generation or the younger generation to attach to my swag when me and wifey's going out? You know what I mean? Then sometimes, no, most times, because I know what I like, it works. If it doesn't, my wife will let me know. Like, you too old for that. Take that out. You know what I mean? So, but it's fun for me, man. It's like painting a picture, bro.
Right.
Look, so we just got two more guys that kind of hopped on. Some old guys. We got Big Mike and my brother Theo. What's going on, fellas?
What's up? What's up? What's up? So yeah, as far as fashion is concerned, I feel like I'm slow. You know what I mean? And in that instance, because honestly, like every time I try to get with it, I feel stupid going out. You know what I'm saying? I try to throw a jacket on or the button up, and my sides is a little chunky, so they don't tuck right, and then I be uncomfortable. So I've taken the approach that less is more. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been fitting black tee, white tee, maybe a sport coat or something like that. I started getting into custom like shoe. There's a tailor out Monroeville, and I've been going to him, and for as far like the shoes, like I like for some reason I got a taste for like gator now. You know what I'm saying?
You go to Jetto?
Huh?
Jetto in Monroeville?
No, it's like across the street from like that Sheets at the very beginning. It's
Hong Kong Taylor.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's the one right there. So like I've been stepping in Maury's lately, and they'll build the gator all up the side. You know what I'm saying? And so I got a couple pair of Maury's. I actually wore some in Miami. Me and Kev, he took me out for my birthday, this past weekend. You know what I'm saying? It was a great time. Thank you, Kev. But I for the first time ever, I experimented with some blue pants I got from Armani Exchange, and they felt great. But I definitely want to get more into that. That swagnature look with the boy Flight was just talking about, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I want to start playing with stuff. So I'm basically just here for tips, fellas. I'm gonna take some notes. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get myself together for sure.
I don't know what Theo said. I know he goes more of a hippie vibe, but I'm his brother, so I'm joking with him a little bit, but he's more of a hippie. You know what I'm saying? But
goddamn hippie. Look, all right, my bad. So I just got my audio to work, and I heard you say that. So, what's the question?
So we're basically just going over. We kind of talked about how we should approach interviews, how we should approach date night, formal events, what kind of suits we're wearing, how they should be cut, and a lot of it's coming down to how you feel. But if you could just run a quick synopsis, a little point on how would you dress in a business situation, a social hour, dinner party kind of situation, date night. How would you go to the club? Well, you go to the club a lot, you know what I'm saying? Because you're doing that crump and stuff.
Yeah, I usually wear like street clothes, like normal hood stuff. You know what I mean? Like random
So
baggy
so
tees
we're
and
street
baggy
fashion then,
pant
because
type.
I think
But
the crumping environment brings up, like, I think they start a lot of trends,
yeah, they
fashion
did.
wise.
Like back in the day, we used to wear the hat on our jeans and the tags on the mugs. But I like I'm starting to change my outlook. I really want to change my wardrobe completely. I want to start wearing things that are that would make women jealous. I think you the one who said this. I think you the one who said this, and I heard it like years ago. You were like, it was like 2 years ago when we were down there in Atlanta with you. You said, I got all the women are jealous of my woman because of how I look. So that actually rings in my head frequently. I'm for real. So I lost all this weight, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all my clothes don't fit no more. So I'm thinking about really like getting more button ups, more fitted things. I'm sick of sagging. I'm sick of that shit. I mean that stuff. I don't know if we can cuss on this. I'm sick of the sagging. I'm sick of all that. So for now, jeans and kind of like more fitted shirts like this. But I'm trying to get into like more
So, but
silk.
I think you wear a lot of the graphic tees were
Yeah,
with like characters on them, right? Like the animated
yeah.
characters and stuff. So,
I got rid of most of them when I came down here
so
because
is that a trend that's dying, or is that just something that you're just out of?
it's still going. It's still going like crazy, actually, especially in the crump community, like with the dancers. There's mad like this right here.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a crump t-shirt specifically. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually just feeling like I'm growing out of that at this point, and I'm like I want to look better. I want to feel better. You know what I
Like
mean?
an adult.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. At this point, though, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, mostly baggy clothes. It matches. It looks nice, but I mean, it looks young. It looks young as hell. I'm about to hit 30. I mean, I'm 29. Next year, I'm gonna hit 30. So I'm like, right? I gotta change all of it.
I remember those days.
I don't. That's what's bad. I don't.
Yeah, I
like
remember that transition.
Grandpa.
It's a transition.
Yeah.
Say what?
Yeah.
I think you got a son that age, right?
I do.
Yeah. Yeah. So
93.
You know what though? So like Wayne here, man, like he's been my bro from like when I was like in my nuttiest times. You know what I mean? He kind of helped me through like those dark places and when I was in the trenches. But he taught me a lot of things, and he used to take me places that he didn't have to take me, and tell me things that he didn't have to tell me. But one tip I learned from him is how to put on cologne. You know what I mean? So like I still remember like he's like hit a hair, you know what I'm saying? Put it on like this. And I always like that's how I still put on my cologne to this day, right? But what kind of scents you guys going for? So me, I'm a fresh scent kind of guy. I'm not going to tell y'all what I wear because I have to kill y'all. But I stick to more of the fresh scents. Fresh scents has a lot of varieties to where I can switch them up. There's some more oaky ones that I mess with like during these times. But I know some of you guys get into the oils. I stay with cologne. I'm not an oil fan, but y'all can all give y'all perspective on how y'all hit that.
Well, you actually left your cologne in your room at the Airbnb because you made haste. You had the real early Uber or whatever. You left like 4 in the morning, but I got that.
I left it on purpose because I don't even wear that no more. I just take it. I take it to travel with because I don't want them taking what I really had. You know what I'm saying? You know how they like there's limits where you take it to the airport and my bottles are close $100 now. Like I'm not. No, I'm
don't even listen. Don't even worry about it. That's all right.
You got. But I mean, what's your thoughts? Cause I know Ron don't mess with no cologne. He's an oil guy. I guess Mo better. He's shaking his head. So I mean,
I'm a cologne guy. I'm a cologne guy. So you know what I mean. I make sure I smell like in the head of my wife, like I want her to feel like I don't never stink. So you know what I mean. And when she wake up in the morning, I wake up before her. I make sure I spritz a little bit, so when she get up, she smell what she smell me. You know what I mean. During the day, I got some cologne on. Before I lay down the bed, I make sure I spritz some little cologne on me and a little on a pillow, so she smell me. Even when I leave the room. You know what I mean. I'm a big cologne guy. You know what I mean. I want to make sure my scent is everywhere, and I want to make sure I'm in that mental all the time. So when she smell that cologne, it's already, oh, I know this smells like my man. So yeah, I definitely work a lot of cologne. I have a lot of different kinds of cologne. I'm not like Vic. I'm not spending $100 on cologne. Matter of fact, I can't remember the last time I bought cologne because
No, you got a cheat code. You had a cheat code for
you're
years.
right.
Don't
You're
even
right.
add that.
I still have the cheat code.
Oh, my
You know
point
what I mean?
exactly. So don't say that like that. I don't have
I
a cheat
still have the
code.
cheat code. I still had a cheat code. But you know what I mean? You got to make sure you have and you only need like a few good, you know what I mean? You get like 4 or 5 good scents. That'll last you a year and a half. So, you know what I mean? So you just make sure you smell
And
good
I want to take credit. I
overall.
want to take credit for you putting on cologne for your wife during the day. Because I think I told you that. Like, I put it on before I go to bed. You know what I'm saying? And my thinking behind that is, I remember when I was young, I used to make sure the crib was smelling up and I had a little shorty coming over. I put on cologne, this and that. Like, I made sure I smelled good if I had a situation coming to the crib. So I'm like, why would I change that now? I live with one.
Yeah.
Smell good all the time. You know
You
what I'm
could take
saying?
credit for me putting it on the pillow. But yeah,
All
I was always putting it on all day. But I put it on the pillow so I could, wage that psychological warfare. You know what I mean? I
okay.
want that scent up in your nose all day. Yeah.
Yo,
I mean, what else? Yeah, I got. Yeah.
I'll
I'm
say I'm a cologne guy. I actually just got into the cologne. I'm big on the Gucci Guilty, and I'm
Yes, sir.
the first time, and like I never did this before, but I was talking to a dude and I smelled this cologne and I was like, yo, what you got on? Normally I don't never ask where you got your stuff from, none of that. But I was like, yo, what you got on? Because it was like just so like it smells so good. So I'm like, what you got on? He was like $1,000,000. So that's the joint I'm looking for now. That joint smelled good, and I just think like smelling good, it sets the tone. Like even when you walk in a room, you smelling good, or even if you meet a female, you give her a hug. She's like, oh my god, you smell good. And with me, like smelling good is a big thing. Like even with like dating females, like if you smell a female, she's smelling good, she got a nice perfume on, it's different than when she just got the little dollar spray on. You know what I'm saying? You can tell the difference.
yo, like I said, like Vic said, I'm a huge oil guy, and the reason why I like oil is because like I think every man's fear is when a girl want to go down below. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that thing is super fresh. You know what I'm saying? You know,
No
like
doubt.
you want to be second guessing
No
if you
doubt.
fresh down there and that. You know what I'm saying? But real shit, like the oils for me, you know what I'm saying? They blend like with your natural, you know what I'm saying, with your natural DNA. So like I mix a lot of oils, you know what I'm saying? I don't like buying like fragrances like designer knockoffs, but I get them and I mix them to find what scent works for me. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? When I blend it with my natural oil, you know what I mean? I get my own smell, my unique smell. You know what I'm saying? So just like Flight said, it's something about when you hug a young lady and they be like, man, you smell good. I mean, you damn near in there. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like their defenses is down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You done broke them, you know what I mean? Because it's something like that. And like with oil, like I hear it all the time. I might get out the car. They be like, man, I still smelled you when you left. You know what I'm saying? So like that's I use, but I
Hey,
do.
let me find out you leaving your drawers over there. they collecting your drawers.
Nah, yo, I just get in the bed and just do the little like a puppy, just roll all up in that joint. You know what I'm saying? So they memory when I go, but you know what I mean. I still use regular cologne. I might even collab it with an oil. You know what I'm saying? Like I got an oil I call it Ron butter. You know what I'm saying? So I put the Ron, and I might throw something like I run up under something. You know what I'm saying? But just to real quick to make a note. Right now, nowadays, $100 is the minimum for a smells. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's going up to 700. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like it's 700. So like $100 is you're doing good if you get a good one for $100.
That's real talk, because I've been in some places where like they talking about 500-600 for like 4 ounces. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean,
So for me,
go ahead, you got it.
Oh yeah. I was about to say this Trace Venite right here. I've been using this. Shalise just said today, which is crazy.
You know, they not paying us yet. But shout out if they do though. I don't want to say no names, but you know what I mean. I guess shout out if they do, right?
But yo,
run with it.
Shalise just told me today, because Ezra got into this, right? And he sprayed it on himself and started running around. She's like, "Oh, I can't stand the smell." So now I gotta switch it up. But I was using this at first, and she liked it. I don't know what happened. I guess she had the baby and her nose changed or something. But yeah, I've been using that, and then I've been using essential oils. I mix Yang-a-lang with like I forget what the other. I got Yang-a-lang, a lot of Yang-a-lang. Yeah. it give you that bubble gum, that little bubble gum feel, right? It's like fancy bubble gum. Shalise loves when I use the essential oils, so I think that might contribute to why she don't like this anymore, because it's mad strong. While the Yang-a-lang mixture with the jojoba oil and all that puts this smooth feel on it. It just feels more mellow. It feels nice. Lavender, a little bit of mint, stuff like that. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I gotta either find a new cologne or just get rid of it completely.
So let's talk about that. So she didn't like the cologne when it was on somebody else. Is that what you said?
So yeah, my son, she smelt it today.
Yeah.
Today. So he got to
She
it.
might have lied to you though.
Yeah. So that's the point I'm trying to get at. Is like you're dealing with chemicals, right? And the chemicals have to mess with the chemicals in your body. Because I tell my wife that all the time. Like, cause she goes to the little, she goes to the stores and she goes in their fragrance, and they always trying to get her to test stuff, and they spray it in the air and they want her to smell it. And I'm like, that doesn't even matter, because it has to mess with your chemical output in your body. You know what I mean? So it might have just been your body, your son's chemical makeup, and it didn't blend right with him, but it might go well with your chemical makeup. So that's what I'm always looking for when I'm getting new cologne, or my wife is getting new perfume. It's like, okay, we see what it smells like out here. Let's see what it smells like on you before we go ahead and purchase this. So because everybody's chemical makeup is different, it doesn't go right with every other chemical that you're gonna put on.
I think there's some cologne out there. I think there's like cologne sampler that you can like subscribe to. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of get a different feel. They send you like little samples or whatever, and it's like a monthly thing. We're about to have that kind of stuff on Prototype Dad Works website. So little quick break. We're about to put we're about to start selling products on the Prototype Dad website. Products for us that we would like. Your lady can come to Prototype Dad and be like, "Oh, this gift set's cool for whatever," because they never know what to give us, fellas. You know what I'm saying? So we're about to start, servicing that whole situation right there. So I just want to throw that out there. But
that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
But what were you talking about?
One thing, I want to interrupt you, man, but I just want to add this to the cologne conversation too. Like when you are trying to identify colognes, to the people out there that don't know no better, like again, like weather, time of year is really important too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From the type of scent that you want to project. You know what I mean? You don't want it to be too heavy, on light days, too light on heavy days. So like if it's really sunny outside, I wear something really light. You know what I'm saying? Something refreshing, like citrusy. You know what I'm saying? And if it's
I would have never thought of that.
At night, you know what I mean? You want to put on something, you know what I'm saying? Got a little spice to it. You know what I'm saying? Like depending on the time of year. So, it's a science to picking what you're gonna put on too. Just like
absolutely. Like, because I think just like that. You know what I mean? Like, if I'll find a scent and I'll buy the lighter and the darker version of that same line, because I know I know how I'm a freak. Like, so I'll find a base scent and be like, so like that bottle you got that I left, right? I have 4 different variations of that. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of do, like, when I find a product like that, I just buy it's like buying the same shirt in 5 different colors. You know what I mean? But like sometimes it's the light one, and sometimes it's the dark one, and I got a date one. You know what I'm saying? Then there's like a more like a passionate one. You know what I'm saying? When I need them panties to drop, I'm gonna wear this one. You know. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So you kind of play it off, but I wanted to kind of go into because Ron, you keep touching on it, right? And it's the seasons and being in tune with what's going on around you as far as the environment. You know what I mean? And I kind of want to touch on the colors of each season. You know what I mean? Like making sure, like, so now that it's fall, we're hitting into the winter. What tones are y'all messing with? Like for me, I'm always a brown, green, tan kind of realm, but I start playing with some dark blues before. I mean, now I'm starting to play with like the navies and red. Like I really just started wearing red as a 30-year-old. Like you know what I mean. Before then, it was green, black, and white. And you know what I mean. To my older friends, I know that like that's all I wore: green, black, white. You know what I mean. But now I'm starting to play like with a lot of different color palettes. So what colors are y'all like kind of necessarily hitting on for the fall going into the winter?
Navy, camel, and some greens. I usually wear black though. Navy, camel, green, black.
I believe you. I I'm usually like this time of year. I'm usually into the to the burgundies, the maroons. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, the browns. Black grays. You know what I mean, navy blues. Dark blues. I try to I'm into this time of year. You know what I mean. I try to get darker colors, but then like more settle colors that aren't too flamboyant this time of year. I try to be in with the whole fall type of theme now that I'm back home and stuff. So, those type of colors are colors that I'm more into this time of year. And I try to mix and match, those to go with, different sets.
Anybody else?
Yeah, they said it like
I'm
fall colors.
gonna defer to my man Flight, man, because he's a resident expert. You know what I'm saying?
I would say y'all already said the colors. I would definitely say like
Mhm.
burgundy, maroon, beige, brown, green. You can't go wrong with those, and definitely good one with the camo too. Camo is definitely good. Let me definitely play with that in the fall time and all that. So definitely on that.
So
Yo, I'm gonna rock more burgundies, you know what I'm saying? Because the burgundy go good with my raspberry undertone, you know what I'm saying? So it's burgundies, you know what I'm saying? I got on burgundies. I wear a lot of pink, you know what I'm saying? Like darker pink, different shades of pink in the winter, you know what I'm saying? Like in on the fall, you know what I mean? It's just I like to play with colors, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I think when you play with colors, it show a lot of confidence. Because people be scared to wear certain things, you know what I'm saying, to stand out. So you know what I mean. Don't be afraid to play with the colors, but kind of stay within. You don't want to wear a lot of like light blues and bright colors in the fall. You know what I'm saying. You want to keep your earth tones, but you want to like kind of like you know what I mean, manage within those colors, that color scheme. You know what I'm saying.
And I also would say like too, like now fashion is open. Like is open now. It's not like you have to actually stick to a rule. Like I remember before it used to be like you couldn't wear like white after Labor Day. You know what I'm saying? Like it's open now. You know what I'm
The
saying? Like
role is the role. There are
right.
rebels out here. There
Yeah,
are
like
rebels out here.
you
so
But
what you're saying? Don't wear white, Lever?
no, that
I,
used to be the rule.
yeah.
I was saying that
I
used to be
tell
the
my
rule.
wife that still now. My wife is from Florida, so you know how that whole Miami feel. They
Yeah,
wear white all year round. It don't
yeah,
matter.
yeah,
right.
But
that's what I'm saying.
up here, it's
Depending on where
like
you at, you can put white
right
on.
after Labor Day, you're like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, to that point, I mean, she don't care. She wears white whenever she wants to. But you know what I mean. But to me, like it doesn't. Like I can't compute that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That
I
white
mean, I
after
think this
Labor Day, I
fashion
can't
is
compute.
open right now. It's not like you have to stick to a
Go for it.
certain rules, certain look nowadays. I think it's just open, so you can just basically just wear. I mean, as long as it's not too bright, like a yellow or something like that, or something crazy like that. I think you good. I think you
Yeah,
good.
because
If, as
no,
long as you
because
got the
listen,
confidence, you know how to wear it, you dress it up right, you good.
y'all keep saying everybody good, do you, this and that. What is it that when you see somebody out with something on, you start laughing to yourself though. Like, what do you stay away
Colorful
from?
polka
Like,
dots.
what do you stay
Colorful
away from?
polka
Like,
dots.
let's focus on what not to wear real quick.
Okay.
So what's the stay away? What's the stay
I mean, when
away
I see a dude in pink, man, I instantly be like, oh, he a sucker.
Bro,
But no,
pink.
go ahead.
That's a lie.
Hold on. I just started wearing pink.
Look, I don't
Yo,
wear pink, but I
hey,
wear salmon. It's mom.
Listen, for breast cancer month, I hit him with 50
Yeah,
shades of
breast
pink,
cancer
dog. You know what I'm saying? 50 shades, dog. I got it all, man. Future, pretty pink. You know what I'm saying? I got it all.
He
Son.
said pretty.
Flight. What we staying away from, man?
Staying away. Man.
I would say hoop earrings. Stay away from that.
Away from what?
Hoop earrings.
Oh.
Let's talk about like no. I seen somebody with dancing earrings the other day, man. And I was just like, come on, dog. Like I get a stud or something, you know what I mean, a little black diamond or something. But you know,
Yo, I got hoops. Come on, cuz I got hoops, dog. The hoops be hitting,
I'm sure you do, dog. I'm sure you do. And when I see you with them, I was just like, this guy. You know, I can't say nothing. I'm gonna let you do what you do because if it work, it work. But that's just me though.
Mr. Fulton, what as an older man, what grinds you up when you see a young man that think he, doing something and you like, oh hell no.
Well, hey man, this being in the entertainment field is different for me. Like, cause like as Flight was saying in New York, I just came back from Cali a couple. Anything goes, and guess what? They don't give a F what you think.
Right.
Pittsburgh, they say we 5 years behind everybody. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I mean, you know what grinds me up? When someone thinks they fly and their whole setup is kind of like, yo, bro, you need to calm down because that setup is real whack. You know,
that's how I be feeling when I be trying to throw that shit on sometimes. I'll be like,
I used to clown the guys that used to wear jeans and hard shoes. Like I was like, oh, these guys are super whack. You know what I mean? But that's the young version of me.
But in the fashion industry, Flight, correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't even have to match anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Now. You know,
that's a good point. Nah, it don't match.
We got to be monochromatic all the way down. We go to New York or LA, they laugh at us and we think we fly. And they got all these crazy polka dots and checkers and like the game is changed, bro.
That's because you gotta know how to mix the patterns and stuff, man.
That's true.
That's why I be telling people all the time. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know, you got the hood mentality. It's like you got a red hat, a red shirt, red shoes. You look like the goddamn Kool-Aid man. You look like the Kool-Aid man, and you ain't really got a sense of style. But that's what's hitting where you from.
Right.
But you go anywhere else, you look like a fool. You know what I mean? You got to be able to work the angles, you know, be able to know when the polka dots and the stripes work, be able to know when the solids work, you know?
So plaid slacks have been hard lately. I've been seeing a lot of plaid slacks lately, and they've been hitting for real.
When I was going down, and you know, the young boys call me old OG, I was going down DC 3 years ago. I was rocking fly New Balances. Now everybody wearing New Balances just coming to Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
the Adores is coming back. You know what I mean? The Pumas is banging. But down in DC, New York, they've been rocking them joints like 2 years prior to we start really catching back to the old school sneakers.
New Balance has always been a staple in DC. You know what I'm saying? It's always been something to rock.
Man, they were rocking them New Balances, bro.
Hard. For sure. Yeah. I think, like really, like you said, like really matching ain't a thing no more. Like back in the day when we was coming up, we had the fitted, that matched the shoes, that matched the shirt, that match, you know what I'm saying? It all went together. Now it's all about like making it flow. You know what I'm saying? Like I can have one speck of blue, rock the all blue shoes, and have on all black after that. You know what I'm saying? So it's about flowing the outfit. You know what I'm saying? It's not about matching it, but you just showing like your creativity with everything. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good word. Creativity, yep.
Man, I got wrapped up in this one. I normally take notes so I can hit the summary later, but we went over so many cool little points just now. It was just I couldn't even keep up with that.
Hey, just make one note. hoop earrings is cool, man. Chill out, man. Them hoops be popping, son. You gotta have some
Look,
diamonds in them, man. You gotta know. And that's another thing about accessories. Like, depending on the outfit, I'll choose if I'm gonna go gold, if I'm gonna go, you know what I'm saying, shiny. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the color scheme too, man. That's important.
Yeah.
so I
I
mean,
used to
another
see
thing,
people wear the
or
hoops.
anybody, I know Big Bro probably is rocking the Chelsea boots. Um, I seen these camel colored Chelsea boots. I'm over my Timberland phase. Is what I'm talking about. So I'm like kind of nervous to go ahead and like take that route. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if I don't have enough slacks for that for real. I don't
Nah,
know.
you could
But
pull
can
Yeah,
you?
it off.
I'm maybe 5 years in
Get
on the
them.
Chelsea boots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, you can rock those, Doc.
Because
I'm telling you.
I seen some butter ones and I was just like, man, those is kind of fly, man.
I'm telling you, yeah,
Like
when I pull out
I
that
might have to
Mo
grab
St.
them
Patrick,
joints.
them Chelsea boots is out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
you wearing
telling you, it's a
slacks,
good
you wearing
look.
jeans, but you can't wear no jeans
And
with the Chelsea boots.
No, it be slacks, but I'm
But
sure you could, man.
they gotta be the slim fit then.
Right,
Right.
yeah. But for the most part, when I do that, I'm doing it all the way, and it's slacks. But yeah, man, it's the same way. It's the same feel. Like it has to go with the outfit the same way.
So can you take that? Because that's a lot of what we do, right? We'll take a polo shirt, we'll take different dress up things and dress them down. Is it Chelsea boots something you can dress down?
You can, and I've done it before, man. I remember I went to a baby shower one time, man. I had on these brown chocolate Chelsea boots with the light denim. Oh no, I'm sorry, it was dark denim and a green like Chelsea the little cardigan joint. So yeah, I mean you can definitely do it, but like you said, it don't have to be matchy. But at the same time, it's just an accessory piece. And yeah, man, like I said, I've been doing it for a while now.
All right, man. So you already know, y'all know the spill that's coming, right?
Yo, wait a minute. Hey,
Go
hold on,
ahead.
Cam. My bad. I'm interrupting you. Like, I know you said about the jeans, but I've been on them chinos real hard lately, dog.
Right.
Like, I
Yeah.
think chinos is slept on. You know what I'm saying? Like, they kind of that casual, dressy, casual type of thing. You can wear them with sneakers. You can wear them with a blazer. You can wear them. You know what I mean? Like, I think chinos is the wave right now. You know what I'm saying? You make sure you get them cut right. Them chinos be hitting, man.
I got them in every color, bro.
Look, I do your
I'm
ankles be
about to
showing.
Google them. I don't
You
even know
already
what
know.
chinos are.
They
But do your
comfortable
ankles be
too,
showing?
and them joggers too, man. They comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my question for the chino wearers: are your ankles showing though?
Yo, depending on the shoe, man. If you got the loafer game right,
So
I got
mean,
ankles of a stallion, son. You know what I'm saying? I
oh
show
my
them all
god.
very fast I can get.
Yeah.
So
I want
what
to
we
see them
have been
ankle
wearing a lot
bracelets.
lately is the smoke shoes though. Like we've been killing us. I probably I pick one every color. You know what I mean? Like that's been my thing. But I'm like at this point I'm like playing it out because I'm wearing it so much.
Yeah, that's break glass in case of emergency for me, man. That's the only time you're gonna see my ankles, bro.
Nah, them smoke shoes
So
be going hard. I mean, but it's Hit Me's fault though. Like I seen Hit Me with some smoke shoes one time. We was going somewhere and he pulled out these like royal blue joints. I was like, man. I said, you know what? Next thing you see me is like, you got some black ones? Oh yeah, easy. Then I went and got me get some gold ones. Then I went and got me some blue ones. Like you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's the one who put me on the smoke shoes.
Sure.
So hold on. Let me backtrack. Chinos or slacks?
Yeah.
I'm new.
Yeah.
I'm new to all the. I'm new to
They
it.
like
I'm
casual.
switching everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
chinos,
Cool.
they more versatile. Like you can put them in slacks, or you can wear them like, you know what I'm saying, with a t-shirt. You know what I mean? You can put them on with dressy shoes, you know what I mean, sneakers. It's just also all around, you know what I'm saying? It's all around. But they go with the cheap, you know what I mean, the boots, you know what I mean, with whatever.
I think chinos though is for a certain. I don't think a lot of things don't fit my body type, man. My legs too big.
Yeah.
They're more like a
Get
skinny
bigger
fit. It's more like
chinos,
Yeah,
man.
I think it's for like a thinner guy. Like you know what I'm saying?
like a skinny
legs
fit.
is too big.
So I got small, but I got like huge calves. So like with that.
No, but you're
that
like
won't work?
6'8" though. So I mean, it still might work for you because it
So,
gives you
Theo-
the illusion that you're slim.
Theo, think about like Dickie pants, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're like a slim fit Dickie pants, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
What
you
you
wear
thinking, Mike? You going to ride on the chino wave or?
I might. I'm gonna see how it look on me. I got my first pair of slacks like last year, and after that, I was like, Yeah. First pair last year, and they were the Navy Johns. And after that, I was like, I'm trying to switch the wardrobe. So I've been slowly doing that, but I keep losing weight.
So
See, my build is crazy now. Like my legs are like skinny, but I'm like big up top. Yeah, I mean, I've been back in the gym trying to get my quads together. Yeah, I mean, but so I can kind of get away with some skinnier looking dips, but I gotta have something to like cover the transition between top and clothes. You know what I'm saying? I've been working on me lately. You know what I'm saying?
Sport coat.
So it's kind of like the rule, like tight jeans, loose shirt.
Yeah, but it can't
Sport
be
coat.
too loose because then it look even weirder.
It look frumpy, yeah.
Yeah,
Frumpy.
you just gotta get the fitted shirt. You gotta get the fitted shirt with the elastic in it, and then the sports coat that go over it. And then it'll overshadow the jeans. It'll overshadow the jeans and the legs.
It'll cover the transition.
Yeah. It'll blend. It'll blend well. It'll blend well.
Yeah, no, that's dope. That's great advice. So,
yeah, but one of the things that I wanted to say before we wrap up is like, one thing that I've been doing like a lot lately is like, because I don't know where I was hearing it from, but I heard, Steve Harvey say some stuff, because I've always been like you know what I mean, a uniform suit wearing type of person. And Steve Harvey was like, yo, if you got a black suit, a blue suit, a gray suit, a brown suit, a tan suit, and you got like 50 suits right there. You can switch up the pants and I've been doing that a lot lately, man. And let me tell you, dog, I put everybody on notice. I had to put my wife on. I said, look, man, I'm out here now. I said, you better watch it. You better catch up. I said, you better catch up. You better catch up. I didn't figured out the cheat code. And I was like, whoa, because I was just, a blue suit. I wear blue suit, great. Now I'm like, let me switch these blue pants up. I put a little gray blazer on, take this up, put the top. Man, it's something
Leaf,
different.
I fell into that on accident one time, man. I went to a wedding in New Orleans, and I guess I was getting ready in the dark, and I threw some baby blue slacks with a navy blue blazer. And by the time I got there, I was like, well, I'm here now. Let me rock it. Yo, I never got more compliments than
I was going to say that works. That's a
thing.
Yeah. Hey, they was like, "Oh, we see you, Atlanta."
Hey, but you one thing I want to kind of mention though, we glossed over it a couple times. Gray, I think, is a super color, yo. It's one of those things that can
you can float out with anything.
Yeah, but it makes like if you put gray with a color, man, that thing pops. Like every time, like I think gray's like one of those special, unique colors.
And it'll take the place in that fall or after Labor Day. It takes the place of that white.
Well, I'm glad my wife didn't hear that, Kev, because even in the house decorum, gray is the stuff now, Doc. So now we got to paint the whole house gray and all different shades of gray.
You're right. Different shades, like light shades of gray. That's what's happening right now.
That's the trend. Interior decorating now, bro.
Yeah, gray's a super color, man. But yeah. So my spill week in, week out. I only like to hold y'all for an hour. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we go longer. I don't think we ever went shorter than an hour. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you guys jumping on. So I'm gonna go over their summary a little bit. So the way you look, shout out to Big Bro. The way you look is a form of communication. I think that's something that people don't understand. They like to say, "Oh, don't judge a book by the cover." Blah 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 blah. But like I said, I always believe like if you don't, however you're dressing, you're telling me how you feel on the inside, man. And that's letting me know more than enough. You ain't gonna be over here looking crazy, and then me not approach you, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, you thought I was crazy?" Yes, I thought you were crazy. Look at how you're dressed. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. For business, a blazer, slacks, polo is always a go-to. A tie is still a solid thing to wear. So I wanted to put that note in there. So for any guy that's looking to go on an interview, those things still apply. Also for business, no Stacey Adams. And I mean, to go with that though, no smoke shoes for that matter. I mean, or smoke shoes get a little elaborate. Mine would be dazzled. You know what I'm saying? And I got some suede joints, so it kind of goes hand in hand. So I think on that, a boat shoe would probably be the best selection for that kind of situation. What you got? Something different to say? Or he's off doing something else? All right. Keep the artistic stuff, the artistic expressions for your social hours, for your social time, date night. After bonus question after the summary. Another thing is play your colors with the time of day. And evidently play your smells the same way. Whatever time of day is going, you know what I mean? You're going to a day party or something like, don't overpower it. You at night wear something a little deeper, something a little bit more oaky, maybe, or something a little bit more flavorful, depending on if you with the ladies, with the fellas, or even in an interview. I would go for a power smell. I think in an interview, the smell to go to would be more of that woodsy kind of a oaky kind of smell. You know what I'm saying? More than likely, you're meeting with men or a woman that's going to give you a strong, firm handshake at the least. I think the oakier smells are more of a statement. You don't want to go in there smelling like you want to date. Y'all can interject if y'all got anything else. But other than that, make sure you smell good. And if y'all got anything to interject, I want to just add one more. What are y'all doing with your timepieces? It's easy to say a good Rolex, right? But I mean, let's be real. Some of us got it, some of us don't, right? So with some healthy alternatives, where we can still wear, timepieces, or we still wearing our Fitbits out, like what I'm saying. Like me, I'll mess around and still wear my smartwatch to anything. You know what I mean? And change the face on it to go with something. But that's not what I really want to do. You know what I mean? I know my wife got me a nice little, wood grain watch, and I loved it. You know what I mean? So, what are you guys doing with your timepieces?
Yo, with me, like I said, it just depend on the color. You know what I'm saying, that I got. So if I got like a richer color, I might go gold with the timepiece. But then I gotta have the earrings gold. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting on a chain. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna blend it all. I'm gonna make it all work together. But I think the Samsung is a you know what I mean? I got a Samsung watch. I think the Samsung watch work. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what you got on. You know what I mean? If I go to Samsung watch, then I'm probably gonna go brighter on the diamonds, because it's all about like playing trick with the eyes. You want the eyes to look at the diamonds anyway. You know what I'm saying? You don't want them to
That's
look
too
at the
gaudy
rich.
though. I feel like that's just too. That's not my style. I just feel like
Son,
it's too gaudy. Like it's like you're trying to prove something that I don't know. I just feel like it's too much, because not even a Rolex is hitting like that.
listen, it may be too much, but when it works, it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to score. You feel me? Like, I ain't really sure about the play.
Yeah,
You know
again,
what I mean? I want you to pay attention to that and nothing else. You know?
it's the same thing for suits, Kev. You need a watch with black band, brown band, silver link, and then for formal, a very flat watch, because if you're wearing cuff links, that will go over, and your cuff won't bunch up against your watch. So those four basics. Now, as far as sometimes Ocho Cinco said, people used to think he had diamonds in his ear, and they were, they were fake. But sometimes it's how it appears, man, how it matches. So sometimes you don't. I'm a watch guy. I got a whole collection. I won't even go into that. But those four basic, I think, you good to go.
Rule number one.
Sport watch.
Rule number one is don't put nothing fake on your body.
I hear you.
That's the real, son. Drop a bomb on that. That's the real, son.
No, I ain't dropping a bomb on that, because I don't agree. Because like Ocho said, when you Ocho, you don't need it to be real, because you Ocho.
So it's a different confidence when you know your joints is right and it's hitting. Yo, it's a different confidence, man. Like all that, you know what I mean? That's fugazi. If
your bank account is right, none of that other shit matter. If your bank account is right, none of that other stuff matter. Everything else is just a mirage.
I don't
If
need
your
no
bank
change.
account is right,
but your bank account reflect what you got on.
Because it
Your
don't
bank
got no
account is going to directly
value.
reflect what you
Because
got on.
it's not an investment. You're not buying.
It's
Well, we
gonna make
buying
you
stuff
sick.
that
Your
don't make no
ears
sense.
turn green. Your wrist gonna
Nah,
turn green. You
that's
get an
an allergy.
infection.
Yo,
That's an
your
allergy.
bank account
That's
You
an
directly
eat
allergy.
something
reflects
fake. You don't
what you
eat
put
nothing
on.
fake.
You
My
eat
watch
something
is
every day, GMO stuff in all your food.
Nuh-uh, because I don't eat meat.
It's in your
best.
vegetables. 90% of the corn in the United States is GMO. You're eating it.
I
It's
don't
just
eat
it's in
pork.
there. It's in
Yo,
everything.
your bank account directly reflects what you put on your body, man. If
Nah,
you if you if,
only
if
only
you
in black
got
communities.
disposable
Only in black
income,
communities.
Look, hold
Only in
on.
poor black communities.
I ain't never seen a rich white man with no chain.
Only in poor black communities. That is not real. You trying to look like something and you're
yo,
projecting an
I
energy
I
that is not realistic.
I
I could
work
go
with
out,
white
I could go
older
out
white men
in
with
I can
Gucci
go out
slippers,
in jogging pants
yo.
and a t-shirt, and I'll get the same girls that you're getting in the three-piece suit
Let me
because
tell
my
you something,
energy
yo,
is
yo.
real.
Nonsense.
Because my
Listen, yo,
energy is real.
Nonsense.
Nah,
White
it
people been
ain't.
shopping at Louis Vuitton and
No, I've done
Gucci
it.
way longer
I've
than us.
done it.
Yo, white
I
people been
I've
shopping
done
at
it
Louis Vuitton
in
and
every
Gucci
state.
way longer than us. Don't get it twisted. We're a small percentage of what Louis Vuitton and Gucci sells. They're the ones that's been patronizing Gucci forever. So like, don't act like we a small version. They don't even care about what we bring to the table, son. They buy that and they wear
No,
it. So
And to,
don't
they
and
don't
to
care about
Kev's point
us.
too,
They
to
don't
Kev's
care
point,
about us, but they care about our dollars
but
because
they
our
wear
Kev's
dollars
but
point,
go
white
to them
people wear
faster.
white people are the biggest supporters of Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Alexander McQueen. They wear that, dog. Don't get it
the
twisted.
millionaires
They
that are
wear
in
it.
my company wear big dumbass gold chains and diamonds all the time too, Kev. So that's not that's
Yeah.
That's
that's
because y'all work for them and they know what
hey,
y'all they know
I
what they
don't
need to
listen.
motivate y'all.
So let me
Hey,
clarify what Big Mike was saying. I wasn't saying we're fake stuff, but you can't afford a Rolex, but a Fossil was a nice watch too. You know, especially for our younger brothers coming up. I was the beneficiary of the OGs back in the day teaching me. We got a lot of brilliant young cats, fatherless cats that should be millionaires, but they don't know this etiquette. You know what I mean? So I'm, real passionate about that. No, they can't afford a Rolex or a real diamond. They need to be silver because again, you don't want your ears turning green. But they might not be diamonds. So there's some things that we can do that you can still look good without breaking the bank.
I wear plated jewelry. I ain't, like it's real on the outside. It don't matter. Like and then beads, freaking crystals, stuff like that.
I think the beads and crystal movement is a huge like
Oh yeah.
to the fashion culture, man. Like I think we all probably wear them, and I think you can have a lot of self expression with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you believe in the properties of them, but I mean, if you do, then bonus to you. You know that kind of deal. You know, I think the bead movement is something special, and it doesn't break the bank, and it's still accentuates the wardrobe. You know what I mean? So,
What you got in your hand, Kev?
what, cigar?
What you know about that, boy?
Oh man, I got a whole cigar guy.
That's
I don't-
fashion too.
Well,
Goddamn it.
dude, I'm 30 years in. I'm a major. I'm in Cuba. Everything. My
Yeah,
cigar
yeah.
collection is bananas.
Yeah, I got a guy, like a guy that pulls up on me, like wherever. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
will have to talk offline, bro.
yeah, for sure.
nah, throw something out there. What's
Yeah,
the
what you got in your hand right now?
Moderna.
I like the Monte Cristos. I'm into the Monte Cristos, and
Okay. You had the Cuban one yet, Big Mike?
I've been playing around with all of them a little
Okay.
bit. I like the I think it's like a light one. I can't think of the name right specifically, but
Might be the White Series, Monte Cristo.
the White Series Monte Cristo. Absolutely, exactly what it is.
Yes, sir. Nice.
And then I've been messing with like the flavors lately, like the mint. I can't get enough of the mint joints.
The Java Mints.
The Java mints, yeah, and a couple of those acid joints too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah.
So what we drinking this winter?
Somebody in the comments.
So I mean, you know, I'm a maker's mark. I don't really want. We could go into that because that's a part of fashion too. What we drink,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you know, I'm a maker's mark 46 guy. You know what I mean? And on the tequila side, and you know, I drink generally the reposados. You know, the aneros, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I know Leafer's huge. I don't want to tell you what this dude is. But I mean, but that's generally where I stand. You know, when I go out, I have a good cigar, and I'll drink the Maker's Mark, especially in the fall. In the fall, the whiskeys, like, man, that's just what goes at this point. I'll put my smoke jacket on. You know what I'm saying? And outside share around the crib with some Maker's Mark. You know what I mean? So that's generally what I'll sip on for the most part. I don't know, if you guys want to touch it on what you got to kind of consume it, chill and relax.
What?
Tequila.
Basil
Any
Hayden,
tequila. I don't give a
Elijah Craig, small batch.
Yes, sir.
Angels Envy.
Yes, sir.
Blanton's, if you could find it.
Big
You know what
Mike.
I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All the bourbons, whenever it's below 60 degrees,
That's it, Doc.
bourbon all day.
Man after my own heart, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's what I said. I don't know what he got.
Definitely the bourbons. Yeah.
Let's see your stats, Big Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, he named them all. I get into a little bit of
I've been trying to take it easy, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's here, I drink it. I've been trying to, I told you about my midsection I've been working on. I drink when I'm outside. I try not to drink at the house.
I mean, hey, if they get to paying us, man, we need it. So I guess we need to start mentioning these companies, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll take that too. But anybody got anything else to add? I don't want to mess with the vibe. Y'all still vibing out. All right. Hey, I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Thanks for coming on the pod, And mad love to you guys, man. Salute.
You got a preview for next week though? What's the yeah, man? You ain't thinking something yet?
Yeah, it's about fair. We're talking about fair next week, like our fair, what we go through, what we think about fair success, fair children, fair, like, you know what I'm saying, how, like, things we're afraid of, and how deep it really goes, man. So, like, people don't really know what men are afraid of nowadays. So it's just, I think we need to get that out there.
Yeah.
I deal with a lot of stuff in my head where, like, my biggest fear is, like, failure. You know what I'm saying? And what that failure looks like. It's just, it's crazy, yeah. So, or even success, the fear of even making it. So that's what we're going to kind of touch about next week. So
I like that.
That's tough. Yeah, we're gonna tap back in for sure because you just sent a little chill down my spine thinking about shit I'm afraid of. Yeah.
All right.
All right, man, fellas. This
All
might
right,
be
fellas.
your brothers, man.
Yeah.
Back in next week.
All right, much love.